Spud Webb entered the NBA as one of the most unlikely stars the league had ever seen, standing just 5'6" in an era dominated by towering athletes. Drafted in 1985, Webb quickly gained attention for his explosive athleticism and fearlessness on the court. His rookie season with the Atlanta Hawks became a demonstration of pure determination and skill, proving height was never a limit to his potential. Every appearance he made drew fans who were fascinated by his extraordinary leap. Webb's early journey became a symbol of perseverance in professional basketball. From the start of his NBA run, Webb showcased a style that combined speed, agility, and creative ball handling. He wasn't just fast, he played with a low center of gravity that defenders struggled to predict. His quick bursts to the basket, sharp passing vision, and ability to finish among giants made him stand out instantly. Despite his size, Webb approached every game with intensity and confidence. His style emphasized outsmarting opponents rather than overpowering them. Webb's rookie year also revealed his incredible vertical leap, which would become his trademark. Coaches and teammates were stunned by his ability to rise above rim level, something unheard of for someone his height. This leaping ability gave him unexpected advantages, from rebounds to surprise blocks and occasional flashy finishes. While many viewed him as a novelty at first, Webb used each game to prove he belonged in the league. His athletic respect grew rapidly as opponents struggled to contain him. As the seasons progressed, Webb developed into a reliable point guard capable of controlling tempo and setting up his team's offense. His court awareness and unselfish play allowed scorers around him to thrive. Beyond his physical gifts, Webb possessed a sharp basketball IQ that made him a trusted floor general. He learned how to navigate defenses, read passing lanes, and push fast breaks with precision. Fans admired his ability to become a leader despite constant physical disadvantage. By the time Webb cemented his place in the NBA, he had become a cultural figure and inspiration to anyone told they were too small to chase their dreams. His iconic 1986 slam dunk contest victory shocked the world, proving that heart and talent could overcome any expectation. Webb's rise from an overlooked rookie to a respected NBA veteran highlighted the power of belief and relentless hard work. His story continues to resonate with players and fans across generations. If you want, I can now create his for major rivalries, full story, or a strong outro like we did before. Michael Jordan became the most recognizable competitor Spud Webb ever faced, and their dynamic grew naturally out of the era's intense guard battles. Jordan's dominance often overshadowed smaller players, and Webb felt that many dismissed guards under 6 feet because they didn't fit the league's superstar profile. Webb never hated Jordan personally, but he knew Jordan represented the barrier every undersized player had to break through. Their matchups highlighted the completely different paths to success. For Webb, competing with Jordan meant proving that Hart could survive against unmatched physical greatness. Part of the tension came from public perception rather than direct conflict. Fans and analysts constantly compared Webb to bigger guards, using Jordan as the measuring stick. Webb admitted in interviews that he grew tired of people assuming small players couldn't compete at the same level. Every time he faced Jordan, he understood the world expected him to be overwhelmed. Instead, he used those nights to display fearlessness, attacking the rim and pushing pace. The rivalry was symbolic more than personal. The giant versus the underestimated. Webb also carried motivation from being overlooked during Jordan's early years in Chicago. Many scouts talked about the new era of athletic guards without ever mentioning Webb. Despite his historical slam dunk contest win, that added a layer of edge whenever their teams met. For Webb, Jordan's presence reminded him of the league's bias toward size and marketing power, yet he embraced the challenge, believing that competing against the best sharpened his game. Their rivalry became a testament to Webb's refusal to be invisible. Another meaningful rivalry developed with Dominique Wilkins. Though it remained rooted in friendly competition, Wilkins was Atlanta's undisputed superstar. When Webb beat Wilkins in the 1986 slam dunk contest, the media turned it into a dramatic storyline. Webb always clarified that Wilkins supported him, but competition between them pushed both players harder. Wilkins admired Webb's work ethic, yet the team dynamic sometimes created friction simply because roles were so different. Webb had to earn minutes and constantly fight for recognition, while Wilkins entered every season as the franchise's centerpiece. That contrast created a natural rivalry in practice sessions, where Webb often tried to outshine expectations. Their competitive energy became one of the reasons the Hawks were so explosive. Webb viewed Wilkins as both a mentor and a measuring stick. One of Webb's most underrated rivalries came with Muggsy Bogues. another groundbreaking undersized guard. Both were constantly compared for their height and speed, creating an unspoken contest over who represented the standard for smaller players. Even though they respected each other deeply, media pressure turned every matchup into a battle for credibility. Webb knew both shared the same struggles: doubt, criticism, and being overlooked. Their rivalry was built on parallel journeys rather than hostility. Webb often mentioned that Bogues pushed him to refine his passing and defense. When they faced each other, he always approached the game with extra focus, knowing fans watched to see which small guard dominated. Their games were fast, intense, and filled with pride. Webb believed that Bogues' presence forced the league to acknowledge the potential of shorter players. Together, their rivalry helped reshape how the NBA viewed height. Another strong competitive relationship existed with Kevin Johnson, a rising star guard who represented the new wave of athletic point guards. Johnson's explosive speed and scoring ability contrasted with Webb's style, creating frequent comparisons about leadership and playmaking. Webb admired Johnson's talent, but also felt motivated to match his impact on the court. Their matchups were showcases of speed, quickness, and decision-making. Webb always rose to the occasion when facing players who defined the guard position. Webb noted that Johnson embodied what many teams wanted: a perfect modern point guard, and that added pressure whenever their teams met. Webb had to rely more on creativity and experience because he lacked Johnson's physical advantages. The rivalry pushed Webb to study film, improve his passing angles, and become a more tactical floor general. It was a rivalry of styles, skill sets, and expectations. One more notable rivalry came with Isaiah Thomas, the Pistons' leader known for his intelligence and toughness. Thomas represented the pinnacle of elite point guard play, and Webb saw him as the ultimate challenge. Their games were chess matches, Thomas using craft and precision, Webb countering with speed and unpredictability. Webb always respected Thomas' mental edge, but competing with him required maximum concentration. Facing Isaiah forced Webb to elevate every part of his game. Thomas and Webb shared mutual respect, but Thomas' sharp competitiveness made every matchup intense. Webb admired how Thomas controlled the tempo, manipulated defenses, and led his team with authority. Meanwhile, Webb fought to break the stigma that undersized guards couldn't thrive. Their rivalry symbolized two different interpretations of what a point guard could be. Webb treasured those battles as some of the most educational moments of his career. In the end, the rivalries Webb experienced helped define his legacy far beyond his height. Facing legends like Jordan, Wilkins, Bogues, Johnson, and Thomas forged his identity as a fearless competitor. He understood that every matchup required him to prove himself all over again. Webb embraced the pressure with pride, transforming doubt into motivation. These rivalries strengthened his belief that greatness comes in all sizes. Spud Webb's journey remains one of the most uplifting stories the NBA has ever produced. Not because he was the biggest star, but because he proved that heart can outweigh height. His rivalries, friendships, and controversies shaped him into a player who never backed down from anyone, not even the giants of the game. Through every challenge and every doubter, Spud became a symbol of persistence, inspiring generations who saw in him the power of believing in yourself. As we close this video, Spud Webb's legacy stands as a reminder that greatness comes in many forms, and sometimes the smallest player can make the biggest impact. If you enjoyed this breakdown of his rivalries, journey, and unforgettable moments, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment about your favorite Spud Webb moment. Your support helps us bring more stories like this to life.